The second thing that is the more interesting and emerging thing, which is appearing in Indian manufacturing now, is the cloning of Chinese supply chains via Indian factories and workers. And you see this already in smartphones. So I think something like 20% of global smartphone production or 20% of the US support is now Indian workers. In that case, all you're doing is you're taking Chinese components and you're assembling in India. That's on a macro level, right? But what is interesting, more interesting, is that that's just the tip of the iceberg in terms of what is happening right now, kind of silently in a lot of ways, in terms of reassembly. There is cheaper labor and way more abundant labor in India. And reassembly clones of Chinese factories are actually popping up all over India for very, very diverse categories. For example, there's factories which I've seen personally in Gujarat, which are clones of Chinese factories. It's the same machines. They bought all the same machines. They went to Guangzhou. They bought every single machine there was there. They imported it into India and they learned how they do everything in China and they just duplicated it. And you pop Indian workers in there and replace the Chinese workers, right? This is a model. This is a 100 crore factory in Gujarat that does this. They still, certain components, like, so for example, when they need to do a custom mold, they still have to get that from China. So they haven't brought in over 100% of the supply chain, into India, but it's there. There's another guy who I'm very close friends with. His name is Ankit. He runs a backpack factory in Noida, India. And so his process is producing equal quality backpacks to the Chinese at a lower price than they can produce because of his labor advantage. It's very stark now. The average person who's a laborer in China is 40. The average person who's a laborer in India is 26. And you also have just millions and millions more of them. And there's only so much, there's a gap there, right? People are like, oh, China's so far ahead. They'll just do it by robots. Not possible. Would you invest in robots to make backpacks? You would invest in robots for advanced manufacturing, right? For all those antiquated kind of already going supply chains like backpacks. And Ankit makes crazy advanced backpacks. It's called Carry Pro. So he makes camera cases. He makes backpacking cases. Are you going to invest in AI robots to run a backpack factory when there are 1,000 guys in India who can do every single process with their hands, and they can do better work. They can watch the technology for an AI robot to check that the individual threads are lined up and they need to it's not happening anytime soon. I'm sorry, it's not happening for multiple decades. And then even when it happens, you're not going to implement it on backpack production or underwear or something, right? So basically you have many of these people. So there are people doing that for insulated water bottles. There are people doing that for all types of textiles and metal products, automobile parts. So basically they've taken all the machines, which they might take a mix of machines from Europe and China. They'll go to China, they'll see the process, they'll understand the whole thing. They'll hire Chinese consultants. They'll bring over the whole process into India. You don't have it at the scale of China. China's like, oh, wait, go to the trade, go in October, go to the show, you find the person, plug and play, it's done, over, you'll be ready to launch in 2 months. In India, obviously, it's not as plug and play. But if you want a alternative to Chinese supply chains, you want to have something where it's similar quality and you're sourcing it from somewhere else. Could be a backup to your China option. Let's say you have 10 SKUs and you want to make 6 China and 4 India. That would be smart thinking, because you don't want to be entirely tied up with one supplier anymore. You want backups.